Welcome loves to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, we're going to be doing this really pretty Victoria's Secrets makeup look. I got this inspiration from a lot of different Pinterest photos, and I guess my main inspo was Andrea Lima. We're going to be doing this makeup look based on her photos and some other angels. In case you want to know how to get this really nice look, please stay tuned and let's get started. Okay guys, my hairstyle I'm gonna do with a voiceover. I feel like it's not super complicated, and every single tool I'm gonna be showing you on camera. But if you're interested, my makeup look I'm going to be doing step by step and telling you every single routine without any voiceovers.
First and foremost, it's going to be a brush. You can use absolutely any brush, but I prefer round shapes. Brush your hair and then go to a crimper. This is totally optional, but it's going to last so much longer and the volume is going to be amazing. And what I'm going to be doing is section my hair into different parts. The lower section, I'm going to start with a crimper down to the length of my hair, really close to the roots, and then go to the upper section and make sure that you leave a couple of locks of hair on top to cover those waves so they're not going to be visible. I'm going to offer two different options, a thick one, or if you don't really have it, cone iron as well. Then we're going to be still needing some curlers, but still they're optional, non-hidden curlers. Some clips or pins, depending on where you have. We're going to start from the bottom sections and then move towards my face. And towards my face, I'm going to be using non-hidden curlers to fix it all together. And I'm not doing curlers on the bottom because, well, I don't really have room to put them on top of my hair. That is the main reason I'm using curlers, non-hidden curlers, only on top of the hair. And for the front section, I was making sure that I'm going to be curling this down, not really up, but it's up to you guys. If you really love front section to be up, it's totally optional. Let it cool for at least an hour while you're doing your makeup, and then it's gonna go.
I got my inspiration from Pinterest as always, but most of my pictures related to Adriana Lima and especially her Victoria's Secret fashion walks, and obsessing over this beautiful woman. She was and she is one of the most beautiful women in the world, in my opinion. And all of the photos, they do have curls, sparkle, open eye. It's really fresh. It's super dewy. That is the main reason why we're not going to be going with the matte foundations. Those are not our friends. But in case you're super oily, of course you can go with the matte foundation. It's up to you guys. We're going to start with hydration, and not so many products. I'm using toner, Nivea aftershave lotion, super good hydrating product. And then this is sun cream. And by the way, guys, today I'm going to be skipping my primer because I haven't noticed a huge difference if I use it or not. That's why it's up to you. Okay, the choice between foundations, I really love La Roche-Posay. This is tinted cream foundation, but it is a little bit on the matte side. This is a great option, by the way, guys. If you have oily skin, probably you can work with this type of foundations. And now I'm going to be going with my tinted hydrator from Wet n Wild. This is one of the best products for dewy and glossy skin. And my favorite thing that it's super affordable. All of the products that I'm showing you today, almost all of these products are quite affordable. But this foundation is the lightest shade. It's called Fair. I don't really think it's fair. It's super orangey, and that is the main reason why my Makeup Revolution palette comes in handy because, well, it has a lot of creams. We're going to neutralize yellow with this purple shade, and I have a lot of green and olive in my skin. That is the main reason why we're going to add a little bit of green on top, so it's going to match seamlessly my body and my neck. And by the way, I don't really add a lot of this foundation. I feel like it's super important to do Victoria's Secret makeup look without extreme amount of makeup. I do maybe that much. I'm gonna blend this out with a fluffy brush. Then with the same palette and the same brush, I'm going with this really soft bronzer. And Victoria's Secret's models and angels, they have this warmth with the help of bronzers. My favorite routine is to use underneath bronzers, cream bronzers, and on top to go with a contour shade, a little bit gray, cool tone brown. But today we're going with only bronzers because this is the only way around when you're creating Victoria's Secret makeup look. But if you want to, you can always go back with a sculptor, and I'm bringing the same bronzer over the forehead. And of course, I'm going to add a little bit over tip of the nose. And I'm specifically not bringing it to the sides. It's just a little bit on top of the nose. Finally, we're going to contour. I'm going to go with my Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. Just a tiniest bit here and maybe clean my contour that much. Again, we're not doing full coverage routine. And let's blend this out. By the way, I got complimented wearing this exact foundation that it feels like I have no makeup, but I have makeup on. L.A.Girl PRO.concealer. This is high definition and the color is fairest. the one that I'm going in underneath my eyes. Another really cool option that I can suggest, it's going to be with the translucent powder from Makeup Revolution. You just slightly brush it all over your face. Or another great option is going to be with the Catrice All Matte Shine Control. This is Banana Shade press in powder. I guess I'm going to do this routine because though the foundation is super dewy and super pretty, I guess they have a lot of powder, so their faces are not going to slide off because it's super hot and I believe they sweat a lot. That's why with a makeup puff, I'm bringing this powder all over my face. Well, Andrea has very beautiful sun-kissed foundation, and not only foundation, but her skin is super, super pretty. That is the main reason why she can wear pretty much a lot of bronzer, and it's still gonna look super pretty with her complexion. With my complexion and with my undertone, I would go with some bronzers that are really light and soft. I guess this is probably one of the softest shades from the palette. This is super old BH contour palette that I still have, and then we're gonna be going with the same brush. Tap it off and place it on top of the previous bronzer. I don't want to do anything crazy, guys. I'm just lightly stamping this on my previous cream bronzer. And of course, I did not forget about her nose contour and my nose contour. And I see a lot of Victoria's Secret models and angels, they're wearing a nose contour. In this case, I'll add a little bit of my nose contour. And I'm going to mix this in with the same bronzer I used. So it's a mix of both. And I'm going to do this super, super close to the nose bridge. I don't really want to do anything crazy. It's the softest shade. Look at that. I'm just doing some circles, but I'm not going in this proportion because it's going to make my nose look even bigger. So I'm going to focus this really close to the nose bridge, and that is it. I'm not doing any heavy contour. And of course, a little bit more of the same bronzer. I do this anyways every single time. Just bringing this on top of the nose dip. Most of the time I see Victoria's Secret models having blush over apples of the cheeks, and they're not lifting this up, at least in 2000s or like early 2000s, so it's really like the apples of the cheeks. And I have really cool BH palette, and it has the whole row of blushes. And we're gonna be going with this soft pink because I feel like this one might a little bit be too much. This blush is super pigmented. That's why I'm gonna be really, really careful. And let's just place it here. And let's stop because I still have a lot of the pigment. I'm bringing this over this cheek. Just smile a little bit to see the apples of your cheek. And we're kind of like bringing this to the contour slightly. My next step is quite obvious. Highlighter. Highlighter has to be everywhere. I don't know how you can think of Victoria's Secret makeup look without any highlighter. It's not going to be matte. It's not going to be matte. It's going to be full of highlighter. Depending on your preferences and your undertones, you can go with the gold highlighter or you can go with silver highlighter. I mean, if you see a Victoria's Secret wearing like gold highlighter, but you hate gold and you just don't really have this in your collection, then just skip it and use silver, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter, guys. One of my favorite highlighters that I have is from MUA Makeup Academy. Those are super affordable highlighters. We're starting with my forehead. Of course, nose bridge. Super, super soft. Tip of the nose. I want this to be glittery over chin, but I'm not going to be overpowering my chin because it's going to look a little bit oily and greasy, and maybe a little bit more in those areas. My cheekbone. Next step is quite obvious. We're going to set the whole face with my Catrice Ultra Last Fix and Spray. This is transfer-proof, waterproof, no alcohol, no perfume. Complete bullshit. Guys, do not trust this product. Honestly, not my favorite product, but this is the only thing that I have now. And slightly, I'm dabbing my foundation with a beauty blender. And it's a little bit wet still. Another great trick that I do in my makeup looks, and I guess I can implement it here as well. I'm going with this really nice blush row and a little bit of this highlighter from the same Makeup Revolution palette. And I'm bringing this on top of the same spots. And now with this beautiful blush, I'm gonna make sure that it's gorgeous. Finally, I know it's like a lot of back and forth, especially between highlighters, but this is the secret of the look. More highlighter. Just, we don't really need much, but when my skin is still a little bit wet from the previous highlighters and previous blush, wet blush, I mean, I'm going on top one more time. I'm gonna do my brows, outline my brow shape with a brow pencil. Now I'm gonna fill this in with the same brow pencil. This product is probably the bougiest one that I own, but you can always substitute with any other brow gels. This is Guerlain Brow Mascara, color 10 Light. And I guess last but not least is my NYX brow pencil. And of course, last but not least is gonna be my eye makeup look. And I'm going to be going with my eyeshadow palette, one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, basically, that I use a lot. This is Simple Beauty, the Painter's Palette by Beth Painter. And I love that it has shimmers like Silver Lining and Martini. It's gold and silver. These are the most beautiful highlightery, kind of maybe not even highlighter, but just like glittery colors I own. And those are super, super pretty. Eye primer. This is from NYX. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer, the same one we used, soft brown, and probably this fluffy brush. We don't really need to do anything crazy, guys. This is the simplest makeup look, and I'm patting and stamping the shade. I'm going with the same highlighter and getting this in the inner corner of my eye. Then with my Simple Beauty eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be going with a mix of gold and a mix of silver, and I'm going to be doing this with my eye. Look at this reflection. This is sickening. Same with the silver lining from the same eyeshadow palette. I mean, do you have any questions? Why is it one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes? Oh. I have the cool tone brown pencil, and I want to go in this area, but I don't want to bring this in the inner corner. So we're going to stop somewhere here, smudge out with a finger. And with the same contour palette, I'm gonna add this color and just slightly blend out. Last but not least, stop. Honestly, you're probably gonna be mad for how many glittery products I use, but that's the key thing in my opinion. I'm going with this Essence pigment. In case you have no pigment, then just skip this step, or if you have any sort of pigment, go and use it on top of your lid. Definitely doing the same thing in the inner corner and maybe a little bit in the outer corner. This is black color from the same eyeshadow palette. Okay, I have the brush. Most of the time it's called brow brush. Let's just bring this over my lash line. And let's bring the corner a little bit up. Mascara, this is from Catrice. Curl my lashes up. We're gonna get started with my lips. I want to enhance the natural lip color, and I have the perfect shade for that. It's Eve Line, color Dream Pink 19. It's super, super similar to my natural lip color, and this is basically my favorite shade of all. I want to do a lip pencil. I have some really soft color. I almost need. It's like a better version of my natural lip color. Essence Shine 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 lip gloss. If I'm mistaken, it's out of stock, this in particular, but they have the same one, but they renamed the packaging. So it's basically the same Essence lip gloss, but like with a little bit different name. It looks like Elvis Presley, by the way, but I'm gonna do a little bit of oil to smooth everything out. I don't really do much, maybe have a pump. And I will run through this curls with this oil. Okay guys, and this is the final result. I can't say I am obsessed. I'm living for the look. It's really, really pretty. I know. A lot of praise toward one person is not allowed probably, but when you have this really volumizing hairstyle on, it's super sexy. And then I love the eye makeup look because it's super glittery, it's super sparkly with a little bit of pigment, a little bit of shimmers, and some highlighter on top. Glowy skin, super healthy. What can you possibly hate about this makeup look? And the hairstyle? I don't know. Probably me as a person. Okay guys, love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'm gonna see you in my next video hopefully. Let me know in the comments what do you think, what you have in mind. Maybe you can suggest some other makeup tutorials that I can record for you guys. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.